Hey everyone, I am back and I want to talk to you about human design, the root center, and generational trauma, and how the pressure of the root center can actually keep you inside of your cultural agreements and not allow you to really use the power of your energetic blueprint to move forward in your business and build your brand authority. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kim McCarter. I am a business breakthrough coach. I teach women entrepreneurs how to get unstuck, take action, so that way they can increase their clients and cash flow. I'm always talking about things human design, marketing, and sales. And earlier today, I went live and I was talking about how I was going to be repurposing some content from a live stream that I did last night. In less than an hour, I was actually able to create 10 blog post about the Human Design Centers, building brand authority, and how you can use the energy from the centers to ask yourself very specific questions that are going to allow you to clarify your message and create the type of content that makes people go, oh my gosh, I want to buy that, across your target audience. And I just finished up, and specifically, I ended up taking something ChatGPT gave me and digging down into it to address limiting beliefs, stepping into your growth mindset, and how your generational trauma tied to your cultural agreements can be keeping you stuck. And I wanted to share it with you really quickly because I think this is something I can't hold on to. You absolutely need this information right now. So if you don't know, the root center in human design is a pressure center. Because the root center is a pressure center and it is tied to timing, it is making you have the pressure to get things done. So let me share with you what I've written because I really think this information is going to be super beneficial to you. This is something that you can start using today, especially because we are in the energy of gate 52, which is the gate of stillness. So you are already feeling the pressure to sit still and take a step back. But I really know that you need to actually use the energy so that way you can look at the bigger picture and get some things done. So let's go ahead and talk about that right now. I see you guys coming in and I'm excited to share this information. Okay, so I want to dive into the root center and how understanding the center can help you manage your time, commit to your action items, and build your brand authority. The root center in human design is tied to timing, stress, ambition, and the pressure to succeed. It influences how we handle deadlines, manage stress, and approach our goals. Whether defined or undefined, the root center plays a significant role in our productivity and our sense of achievement. Now, here's the thing that you want to know because this is going to be important. When we think about the energy centers in human design, everyone has access to the entire chart, but there's going to be a percentage of people based on statistics who have certain centers defined. When it comes to the root center, 58% of the population has this root center defined, while 42% do not. So if your root center is defined, you generate an internal pressure to achieve and succeed. You thrive on productivity and constantly seek new challenges. And this internal drive helps you stay focused and motivated, making you a natural go-getter. Now, if that root center is undefined, your pressure and adrenaline are influenced by your external environment. You can manage stress effectively and appreciate the importance of relaxation and celebration. You feel the pressure from others to be productive, but you know how to balance with rest. Now, this is if you are in the empowered state. You are in alignment with the energy in your center. There are going to be very specific challenges you're going to face if you are out of alignment. One of the things I really wanted to do in my blog post is make sure I use a storytelling aspect. Storytelling is something that is super important to me, and I use storytelling all the time whenever I am telling something. So for my blog series on the 9 energy centers, I went ahead and I created fictional characters to help you understand how you can harness this energy to really push your business forward, build your brand authority, and create the type of content that makes anybody in your target audience go, oh my God, I want to work with her. So before we jump into meeting our fictional character, whose name is Jasmine, she's a fractional PMO, I want to talk to you a little bit about cultural agreements and generational trauma. And this is directly from what I wrote for this blog post, which will be up on the blog in the next week or so. For Black women, can we talk? Can we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation? For Black women, the pressure associated with the root center is compounded by our cultural agreements and generational trauma. Cultural agreements are the unspoken societal norms and expectations that dictate how individuals should behave and what roles we should fulfill. For Black women in America, these cultural agreements often include the need to appear strong and capable of managing everything, a legacy that has deep roots to the history of slavery and the civil rights movement. Generational trauma, however, refers to the cumulative emotional and psychological wounds passed down through generations. For Black women, this trauma is intertwined with a history of exploitation and marginalization. During slavery, Black women were often forced to endure extreme hardship, both physically and emotionally, and these experiences have left an enduring legacy. In the civil rights movement, Black women played pivotal roles, from balancing activism with family responsibilities and work. This history of resilience and strength has shaped the perception of Black women can and should handle high levels of stress and anxiety without faltering. Black women walk around with high levels of stress and anxiety that most people can't even imagine, and it has become our default. But just because it is our default doesn't mean that it is right. And what also ends up happening is when you have a Black woman who's like, she is stressed, she has anxiety, that means it's so extreme that most people who are non-Black could never handle it. Does this mean that people who are non-Black don't have high levels of stress and anxiety? No, it doesn't mean that. But what I can say as a Black woman who grew up in America, as a Black woman whose parents are Black American, whose grandparents are Black American, whose great-great-grandparents are Black American, and whose great-great-great-great-grandparents are Black American, I can say that it looks a lot different from my non-Black American counterparts, right? Because of that legacy of slavery and the civil rights movement. That doesn't mean other people don't experience it. It does mean we each have a unique perspective and model of reality, not just based on our lived experiences, but based on the stories of the lived experiences that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. So with that, I want to introduce you to Jasmine, who needs to understand how to navigate the pressures of the Root Center. Jasmine is a fractional PMO with a passion for helping her high-end clients achieve her project goals. Jasmine has a defined root center, giving her a consistent drive to achieve and a natural ability to handle stress. She runs a successful boutique consulting agency and is known for her ability to deliver results under pressure. Jasmine's challenge is managing her time and stress. Because Jasmine loves her work and thrives on achieving goals, she has struggled with balancing her drive to succeed with the immense pressure she felt from cultural agreements and generational trauma. The problem that's coming up for Jasmine is that these are subconscious success blocks. Because she's been operating in her default so long, she doesn't even realize that this is a problem until it's too late. And by that time, she doesn't even know how she can manage, and she feels like she is on the verge of a breakdown. So before she gets to her breakdown, we have to make sure, my role is to make sure she can have a breakthrough, right? So in order to do that, we have to first recognize what is really happening, not just on a surface level, but what is the deeper rooted issue. So often when we are doing the inner work, we stop at the surface level and we are not attacking the subconscious success blocks. When it comes to the root center, because it is a pressure center that is tied to drive, ambition, stress, anxiety, and timing, that is usually going to be tied to the cultural agreements that Black women are facing. So making sure I am helping someone like a Jasmine understand what her cultural agreements are, how they're being passed down to her, how she's using it to make decisions in not just her business, but her life as well, is going to be key. Because someone like Jasmine often felt guilty when taking breaks and found herself adding more tasks to her to-do list just to feel productive, right? So there are going to be several pain points that someone like Jasmine is going to be addressing. And the thing is, when she talks about the pain points, she may not even realize what they really are. So some of the things that we can learn from coaching someone like a Jasmine is that she feels guilty for taking breaks, she's struggling to relax and unwind, and she's overwhelmed by the pressure to consistently achieve. Not only is this tied to the cultural agreements and generational trauma that Jasmine faces as a Black woman, as someone who runs a business and is on social media, she probably sees a lot of gurus and motivational speakers telling her so she can sleep when she has to go, get it all done, and all of these other things. However, a lot of those motivational speakers who speak to that are often men. So they don't necessarily carry all of the responsibilities of a woman does, especially when it comes to gender roles, traditional gender roles inside of households and in society. As a Black woman, Jasmine faced the additional pressures of cultural agreements and generational trauma. The legacy of slavery and the civil rights movement instilled in her a need to appear strong and capable to handle everything, which compounded on the stress for her defined root center. So how is Jasmine or someone like her going to actually leverage the root center to commit to actions and build her brand authority? To overcome these challenges, Jasmine needs to harness the power of her root center by asking herself a crucial question. This is the question that I came up with last night on the live stream on how to clarify your message using the human design centers. And that question is, do you have the time to commit to your action items? This is such a neutral based question, but how you respond to it is important. And it is going to help you identify what those pain points look like and what you need to do to move forward. By ensuring that she could follow through on her promises, Jasmine could maintain trust and credibility. So why does the root center matters when it comes to your brand authority? Understanding whether the root center is defined or undefined can provide significant insights into how you approach your work and manage your time. Here's how you can use this knowledge to enhance your productivity and build brand authority. For defined root centers, I want you to embrace your drive. If you have a defined root center, your internal pressure and drive are powerful tools in your productivity strategy. Here's how you can leverage it. I have 3 tips for you. The first thing is you have to set clear boundaries. You have to recognize the importance of setting boundaries between work and relaxation. Schedule regular breaks to avoid burnout. This is often when you also hear people say, what can you get off your plate? Like, I remember there was a time where I did not do my own laundry. I sent my own laundry out every week. I understood that it cost $100 a week. I didn't care that it cost $100 a week, because giving someone else the task to do my laundry meant that I could do other things, even if that meant sitting on the sofa watching Murder, She Wrote, true crime documentaries. That's what it allowed me to do. So you have to be able to set boundaries, and you have to make sure that those boundaries are not just so you can get work done, but you can also get your soul care done. Notice I didn't say self-care, I said soul care, because you are no good to you if your emotional and mental well-being is not in check. You have to be physically strong, mentally strong, and emotionally strong. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to give yourself an energetic reset, okay? You should be doing an energetic reset every single day. Then you have to clarify your action items. I talk a lot about this in Magic and Business, in how you need to clarify your action items and making sure your action items are aligned with your 30 or 90-day goals. If you are a manifesting generator or a reflector, you are going to have a 30-day goal regimen. However, if you are a generator, a projector, or a manifester, you are actually going to have a 90-day goal regimen. And once you have that 90-day goal regimen, which is based on my manifestation blueprint, you are then going to ask yourself, do I have the time to commit to my action items? And what are those action items? You want to ensure you can follow through on your promises to build trust and relatability. The third thing you need to do if you have a defined root center is celebrate your successes. As Black women, we shouldn't only just celebrate our birthdays or our anniversary or go on a girls trip once a year. Every single thing is a moment for you to celebrate. When you wake up in the morning and your feet touch the floor, say thank you, Jesus, because I know we pissed the devil off again. Like, make sure that you are celebrating each and every achievement. It's okay. Now here's the other thing, because remember when I was talking about cultural agreements, I didn't even have this in the post, but damn, it's about to get good. One of the cultural agreements that we have as Black Americans is the idea that we cannot brag or boast, because if we brag or boast, we're labeled conceited or bougie, right? And that also has a legacy of generational trauma. The reason why we were taught that we should not brag or we should not boast and we should remain humble is because when we actually talked about the things that we were proud of, whether it was our accomplishments or anything tied to it, it made people who didn't have access feel bad. And it's not good to make people who don't have access feel bad. I get that. Even in today's times, we don't want to do that. But at the same time, you do get to celebrate your accomplishments. If other people feel bad because you are accomplishing things that they are not, that does not mean that it's time for you to shrink. That means it's time for you to be like, hey, if I can do this, you can do this as well. Let me show you how. I'm willing to give you the steps. And here's the thing I want you to understand, because this is the mindset shift that I had to make a couple of years ago when it came to this. Just because I want to see you eat doesn't mean I have to make your plate. What do I mean by that? That means that I can give you all of the information, but what you're not going to do is keep coming back to me, asking me, and I see you not doing the work. I can't carry you. I can't want your success more than you want your success. I need you to want your success on a level that most people can't even imagine. I want you to want your success so bad that the only people who understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it is you and Jesus. Because it's not meant for me to understand. It's not my mission. It's not my purpose. It's not my legacy. It's not my shift. It is absolutely yours. So you do get to celebrate your accomplishments, and you need to take time to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. This helps maintain the motivation and prevents burnout. Now, if you have an undefined root center, you have to balance work and rest. That is something that actually comes natural to you. However, because of the pressures of society and we operate in masculine energy so much, what ends up happening is we take that information and people pressure us to do things when we rather do something else, right? So we have to make a mindset shift that comes from that. If your root center is undefined, you have the ability to balance work with rest. Here's how to use that to your advantage. You have to manage the external pressures. Be aware of how external pressures influence your productivity. Learn to prioritize tasks that align with your goals. It is absolutely okay for you to say to someone, that's not what I want to do right now, but thank you. Thank you. And you get to manage that. That is going to be crucial for you. The second thing is you also need to clarify the action items. Reflect on do I have the time to commit to my action items? This helps you focus on what truly matters and avoid unnecessary stress. And you get to teach stress management. Use your understanding of stress management to guide others. Share tips and strategies for maintaining balance and well-being. Now, understanding the pain points associated with the root center can help you create a message that resonates deeply with your audience. Here are some common pain points and how to address them. Fear of inadequacy. Your audience may fear they are not doing enough. Offer content that helps them recognize their worth and achievements. Guilt with rest. Many individuals feel guilty about taking breaks. Provide advice and importance on rest and how it contributes to long-term success. Overwhelm. Address feelings of overwhelm by offering strategies for effective time management and stress reduction. By leveraging the power of the root center, you can build a strong, authoritative brand. Be transparent. Share your challenges and successes in managing time and stress. Transparency builds trust and connects you with your audience on a deeper level. Provide value. Consistently offer valuable advice and strategies for time management and productivity. This positions you as a reliable source and knowledge and expertise. Engage and connect. Use your understanding of the root center to engage with your audience meaningfully. Address their pain points and offer solutions that resonate with their experiences. By understanding her defined root center, Jasmine was able to create clear boundaries and manage her time effectively. She began to take regular breaks, celebrate her achievements, and focus on high-level tasks. This not only improved her well-being, but also enhanced her credibility with her clients. Jasmine's ability to consistently deliver results and manage her stress positioned her as a trusted authority in her field. Her clients appreciated her transparency and the valuable insights she shared on time management and productivity. As a result, Jasmine's boutique consulting agency thrived, attracting even more high-end clients who valued her expertise and reliability. Understanding and leveraging the root center in human design can significantly enhance your productivity and brand authority. By clarifying your action items and ensuring you have the time to commit to your promises, you can build the trust with your audience and achieve lasting success. Remember, the key to successful time management is aligning with your true self and authenticity, sharing your unique gifts with the world. Y'all, I was actually able to produce 10 blog posts similar to this one using ChatGPT, all because I went live spontaneously last night. And I'm turning that into, I think it's 59 pieces of content. Originally, I thought I was going to be able to produce 42 pieces of content. But when I sat down and started to do it today, I actually realized that I had a chance to create 59 pieces of content from one 40-minute live stream. Now, this is why I talk about the power of using live streams, so that way you can increase your clients and cash flow, because you want to make sure that you are focused on tasks that are actually going to help you do multiple things at one time. By going live last night spontaneously because I had an idea, I got to connect with my audience in a way where they could see me work through, as a manifesting generator, how I come up with ideas, conceptualize it, and take it from idea to concept to productivity to action, right? That is extremely important for someone like me, simply because I have an undefined head and an undefined ajna. So if I sit down and try to do things, especially when it's in the idea or conceptualization or the concept phase, what ends up happening is I get in my head and I can't get it out. So knowing how to leverage my energetic blueprint, I knew it was best for me to go live while the idea was still fresh. So they got a chance to see me walk myself through ideas, and they got a chance to feel my energy and excitement, and I got a chance to feel theirs inside of the comments. Now, if you're wondering about that live stream, it is no longer available. It is actually archived, right? But then this morning when I sat down with it, I did a couple of different things. The first thing I did was I downloaded my live stream, I saved it onto my computer, and then I uploaded it into Descript. Once I uploaded it into Descript transcribed it for me. I took that transcription and I put it into ChatGPT, and I am using ChatGPT version 4.0. Now, I get it. Some of you have problems with AI. You don't like AI and all the other things. However, if you use AI ethically and with integrity, you can make your best decision. For me, using AI to repurpose content that I actually created and I know it's my content is extremely powerful. The blog post I just walked you through was written in ChatGPT, and it sounds like just like me. Why does it sound just like me? Because ChatGPT had a copy of my transcript. I also fed ChatGPT my brand identity. I gave it more writing samples. And then I also told it about my buyer persona. And then as ChatGPT was going through and creating each of the blog posts, I fed ChatGPT more information that I wanted to incorporate in the blog post, including the idea of adding fictional characters. One of the things you have to remember, and my friend M said this a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, she said, when it comes to AI, there's going to be three people. There are going to be the people who are going to make AI. There are going to be people who are going to be the engineers, who are the engineers who make AI. There are people who are going to be the mechanics who are going to maintain AI. And then there are going to be the users. Then there are going to be, I'm going to throw a fourth category in there. There's going to be the people who are going to completely ignore it and wonder why they are behind the boat. Those people actually remind me of the people who hate social media, don't use social media, and wonder why their businesses are struggling today, right? I made the decision that I wanted to be someone who was a mechanic, and that was perfect for me because I am a manifesting generator. As a manifesting generator, I'm going to take the systems and things that are already out there, and I'm going to look for more effective ways to use them and get it done, right? I'm going to say, how can we get this done quicker, sooner, faster? How can I make it my own and teach it in a way that is going to be relatable, easy to digest, and get people into action? Because that is the thing that ends up happening. So many people fall back that they don't take action and they wonder why they aren't hitting their goals. I am very clear on what my mission is, thanks to human design. So I was actually able in less than an hour to create 10 blog posts. It's very similar to this one, but this particular one, because it talked about the cultural agreements and generational traumas, I really felt was going to be helpful. So I wanted to share that with you today. If you want to understand how to do this in your own business for your own brand authority, you can join me in Magic in Business. We start on July 2nd. The link to Magic in Business is in my bio. It's also on my stories. And if you have any questions about enrolling, you can definitely send me a message and I will answer all of that for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I am actually going to leave this replay up. It's also going to be on my YouTube, so that way I can incorporate it into this blog post, because I think this is the blog post that I got to get up sooner than later, honey, because this is good, baby. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. Thanks for joining me, and I'll probably be back when I have something else to talk about.